Hello, LegendAqua here to show off my 3-week account in Honkai Star Rail. Obviously, I've started since launch, so yeah, let's get to my details, I guess. So, Trailblazing level 47. Yeah, I went wild. Before we get into the characters and everything, basically, I've caught up. I've definitely caught up with the story and everything. That's to be expected since I'm level 47 and I'm trailblazing. So, yeah. There is an event going on right now, but I will get to that. But it's an event. So, yeah. So, I guess the first thing would be actually going into characters now. And I've got a couple of level 60s here and there. Serval, she is basically my linchpin when I need, to deal with thunder enemies. So she's pretty much used a lot of the time. Light cones. Basically, since I don't really do a lot in terms of limited banners, we'll get to the limited banner thing later. What I got is what I got. So this is the light cone I got for Serval. Traces, not bad. I can do up with some levelings, but she's not exactly my priority at the same time. I know she's good, but yeah. But for relics, it's a different story. I'll get to why she has so many level plus 12 relics later. And Eidolons, believe, yeah, just E1. Natasha, basically your all-around healer. You kind of need Natasha for like general use, so it's no wonder I actually leveled up Natasha. And I actually gave her for a light cone. I gave her a really basic 3-star, but it helps a lot. The mere fact that she regenerates 10 energy for all allies, really good for a starter. So there's definitely a reason I level 60 this. Traces, it's a little bit better, but considering she's my main healer, I kind of have to. Relics, yeah, this is my pre-situation before, so I just kind of leveled up some relics here and there. I will give her the better, like, 4-star and 5-star versions of this. It's kind of why she's kind of... Well, she is tanky, look at that HP, but in terms of attack and defense, she's more on the defense side. Makes sense. My Trailblazer, Destruction, Light Cones. Yeah, this is pretty good. Like the fact that wearer's attack, increased damage, enemies afflicted with burn or bleed, and applies DOT for Destruction. Yeah, in my opinion, it's pretty good. Traces, yeah, I did level this up. I don't know whether I should do this one up or not. I do kind of want to. Actually, I'll do it now. Relics, this is for my Fireblazer, but I do keep forgetting to switch when I need to. Actually, speaking of that, makes sense to actually look at Fireblazer. So obviously level 60 as well. Oh, wrong one. Destruction Light Cone changes to, I've got We Are Wildfire instead. At the start of battle, damage dealt to all allies decreased by 10% for 5 turns. At the same time, immediately restore HP to all allies. Yeah, it's preservation, it's to be expected for that one. My Fireblazer in terms of traces for this one, it's all over the place, I know. And the relics makes more sense here. The relics I do have for my Destruction Blazer, I gave that to somebody else. So yeah. Also, because I spent not on the Traces of Destiny for Fire on Zhan Hu, I'm probably going to miss out on additional Eidolons for Fireblazer until new content shows up. Because I believe I can get her at least up to E3. But because I spent something on something else, I can't get up to E4. So yeah, that was a major misfire for me. And obviously, I got Welt. The thing is, I got Welt not during the beginner's 50 pull 1 free 5-star banner. I got him during the regular banner, and he just popped up. He was basically my pity, and for me, he was actually my consolidation price / my third most wanted. Me getting him was actually not that bad because I do kind of like him, so I'll take it. I'll definitely take it. Obviously I built him up a lot. Let's just look at these stats. Just look at all of these stats. Huge amounts of HP. Attack is huge. Defense is pretty big. And then obviously I gave him imaginary equipment just to boost his imaginary damage. Litecoin is also pretty good. Super imposition 2, but where it hits an enemy if the enemy is not already ensnared, then there's a 70% base chance to ensnare that hits enemy, and considering he already does imprison, it just boosts the chances up. And also decreases defense, so this is like perfect for Welt. Traces, I need to work on it, as you can clearly see, but yeah, I'll do more if I can, like the Judgment, just increasing these up. It's just grinding is kind of hard, which is to be expected. Relics, there's a bit of story with this one. So basically, when I just started out doing relic hunting, I obviously had Welt, and I wanted him to have the imaginary boost armor, as well as the 4-piece attacking debuff enemies, whereas crit rate increases by 10%, and the crit damage increases by 20% against all imprisoned enemies. This imaginary set was basically built for Welt. So, I got the armor, like this piece, the armor and the hands. It was basically this one that took a little bit of a while, but yeah. And I just realized it's the wrong armor I'm talking about, but yeah. Basically the armor was actually pretty much good. Let's just say that the head took a little bit longer just to get, but I think there's another set of armor that I'll talk about that just took even longer. We'll get to that. I misremembered this set of armor for a different one. March's one is actually not that bad, but in terms of, she's also a linchpin for me, considering like she is so defense orientated and she saved me a ton of times. Makes sense I would like level her up as well. The light content I'm using for her is actually like another 3-star, but still pretty good. Whereas like if she unleashes an ult, restore her HP, like that's pretty good, even for a 3-star. Traces are actually not that bad. I could level them up again. Like if there's one thing I'm lacking during my account in all of this, is the fact that I haven't been leveling up the traces for my characters, namely because of grinding. It's kind of hard just to know which one you're trying to aim for, considering there's so many characters. And again, I looked at the you looked at the relics for March's one, but considering these were given out for free once you finish a certain task, basically I got them for free. Obviously I leveled it up. I got Pela as well. I could have given just March's relic set to Pela, but considering she is squishy in that kind of ways, I gave her a defense set instead, so take that like you will. Traces, again typical for me, just I need to level up traces if I need to. Light cone for Pela is every debuff target enemy has, the damage dealt increases, stacks up to 3 times. The effect is also applies to DOT, considering she's an agility and considering she removes buffs from enemies, even better, so obviously I put that one on her. Yeah, so not that bad. Next up is Asta, and the only reason why I actually leveled her up is because of Simulator Universe 6. And considering Simulator Universe 6 is still kicking my butt, Asta is still useful, especially with her speed boost function for her ult. So she has her uses, which is why I leveled her up. Light Cone is actually pretty good for her when the wearer uses ultimate all allies action fall by 16%. Like, that's pretty good on its own. Traces, I did actually try to level up her traces as much as I could. And relics is the defense sets. So this is the set I actually gave to my destruction trailblazer. So this is where it is. I had to fill it around somehow, so this is the best I could do. Xu Shang, I basically gave her the champion set relics. It actually does kind of work because physical damage by 10%, which is basically hers, after the wearer attacks is hit, enemy her attack increases by 5% for the rest of the battle, stacks up to 5%. In other words, if enemies hit her, she basically increases her attack by 25%. It's kind of crazy how good this actual set is for Fizz. So makes sense I just put it on her. Traces, again, I need work. Light Cone, the hunt for this one, after entering battle, increases wearer's speed by 8% and damage by 12%. If the wearer takes damage, the effect will disappear. Okay, so this is kind of going against my relic that I have, but I don't have anything better to use. So I've got this one. So either way, 12% damage over 25%, the relic one still does it better, so I'll take that. And stat-wise, yeah, Xu Shang is kind of squishy, but considering how much of a tank she actually is sometimes, yeah, she's useful. Now, we get to basically the characters I have not leveled up to 60 or don't use that much. And the first one is Yang King. I know what a lot of people say about him is basically he is a crit bursting single target ice unit, and there's obviously not many single target ice units in the game. Here's the thing. Both March and Pela basically does Yang King's job. So there's a reason why I don't really use him that much. Like, if I absolutely have to, if the story or event compels me to actually use him, I will, but I can't. So there's a reason why I don't really use him that much. There's, in my opinion, no point looking at his light cones or traces because I barely done anything with him. Sampo, I, however, have E1'd, I believe. Yep. Not much on relics, not much on traces. Light cone is not that bad. He is basically holding the light cone that may be used on Kafka if I do get her, but for the time being, it's just on Sampo. Basically, I know he's a good win unit, probably one of the only good 4-star win units. I was about to say 5-star as well, but there's Bronya. But I don't really use win units that often, oddly enough. The biggest problem with Sampo is the fact that he is very squishy, and the fact that I believe he has traces where enemies has more of a chance of hitting him. And considering how low his HP is, he dies extremely quickly for me. I don't know how to use him basically, but because of the semi-taunt, I don't really use him that often. If there's enemies that has wind weakness, I basically try to find the rest of the enemy's weakness and make a team formation out of that, because I can't use Sampo that well. I know he's good, but there's a reason why he's on the bench for me. Now Ting Yung is a different story. I know how good she is, considering how much of a attacking support, and as well as the fact that like her skills has a chance of like increasing energy regeneration for characters' ults extremely quickly. I know she is good, and she herself can actually be like her own DPS if she gives her own support to herself. I know that. But I just don't have the time to actually level her up and give her the relics, because yeah, okay, here's the thing I did forget, and it's about the armor story, the proper armor story. So me basically getting this thunder set, pretty cool, right? You might be saying, oh, one of them must have taken ages for you to get, right? It's probably the 5-star one, right? It was this. It took me so long just to try and grab one of these 4-star relics. I'm not joking. I believe I wasted so much resin as it was, but whatever. I basically wasted so much of it. It took me like 3 days just to grab one of these. I was basically on the verge of basically saying, hey, if I don't get this 4-star relic, I'm just gonna sell 10 of my 5-star ones, and I can just make a 5-star version of this. It got that bad. So, basically, I have a bit of PTSD when I'm farming Thunder Relics. And also, the other thing to note is that this Serval Thunder set armor, it's not exactly for Serval. Yes, obviously Serval's using it, and I am using Serval. But considering Kafka is Thunder element, as soon as I get Kafka, this entire set is basically going to be given to Kafka. So Serval is basically keeping the set for Kafka until she arrives. Basically. The Cord and the Planet thing, I'm not too sure whether to do it or not, but take that like you will. But the Relic armor set, yeah, it's basically Kafka's. It's basically Kafka's. Serval's just keeping it for now. And because of that, you can kind of see why my Tingyun Relic set is all over the place. Obviously, these are just leftovers from me trying to basically farm for the glasses headpiece. But yeah, it's kind of why I have a sort of a semi-PTSD in trying to like farm Thunder Relics. But yeah, I know how good Tingyun is, and I do want to level her up at some point, but there you go. Also, next up is Kinky, and the thing is, considering I don't have Sele, I don't really use Quantum that often. I know how Quantum works and how much of like huge amounts of damage that Quantum will do, but considering that Kinky is my only Quantum unit, working with her is actually pretty hard to use, not to mention her entire gacha feature within her own gameplay. Yes, it depends on luck, but at the same time, again, considering she's my only Quantum unit, I can't do much. I can't do much. Which is why she's at least level 50. Herta basically fell off extremely quickly for me, because I basically used March and Natasha as soon as I got her, and then just Herta just basically fell off. I know she's good for farming. But I just don't really use her beyond that. Heck, I don't think I actually used her after the Herta space station. Basically, I don't use her after that at all. And finally, Danhang. Again, you know me with wind units. I know he's good, and heck, he's actually kind of tanky in a way, so I could probably use him. Him, at the very least, I can probably actually level up at some point, because considering how story relevant he becomes, in my opinion, I may need to level him up a little bit. So, yeah, in my opinion, there's another point even looking at the light cones with relics. I basically, yeah, no point in looking at the relics. So yeah, that's it for characters. So you're probably saying, okay, you're free to play. Obviously, who are you saving up for? I think I kind of mentioned her name a lot. It's Kefka. It's Kefka. It's Kefka. So then you'll be saying, okay, then how much have you saved up already? Yeah, I haven't spent anything on the limited beta. There's a reason why I don't have Sele. And that's because I'm saving for Kefka. Yeah, I'm a Kefka main. Basically, I'm a Kefka main. I am going to wait for her no matter what. 17k jades, 30 limited tickets, all saved up. I probably have more actually if I actually see the exchange. Because yeah, haven't spent any. I could probably gain another 6 from this. From the Ember exchange, I can probably, once this refreshes, another 5, so that's another 11. So if I think about it, it's like 17k with 41 limited tickets. I'm basically secured for Kefka, because if Kefka is gonna be released in like 2.5 months, which is like 4 banners away. People are speculating for the most part, but people are thinking Kefka is gonna show up then. I think I'm safe. 2.5 months worth of more saving. I'm pretty much good. So yeah, that's why I don't have Kefka. Sorry, that's why I don't have Sele. And my roster is what it is. Because I'm saving. I'm just using the free-to-play units as much as I can, just to get past as much content as I can. So, in terms of content, what have I done? So, in terms of content... I'm up to here, but I'm struggling. Obviously I'm struggling, considering I haven't leveled up traces for several of my characters. I know that's a factor. I know that's a factor, but I'm basically like brute forcing my way through most of them. But it's not bad. I know a lot of people's in like Memory of Chaos or whatever, but I'm still struggling with this. Again, it kind of makes sense because I haven't done anything. It's either that or I'm just being monkey brains about the entire thing, just trying to brute force everything, but yeah. That's it for Forgotten Halls. How about Simulator Universe? Well, I did actually talk about this. I'm basically stuck at Simulator Universe 6. Basically. Because I said that I'm basically stuck there. Yeah. Recommended level 60. I am level 60 for most of my units, but Cocolina's fight, it's extremely annoying. It's extremely annoying. Index, I got a fair few done. Like, I've been grinding however I can, trying to get the blessings if I can. I've tested all the blessings out, so I basically know how most of them goes. So that's pretty good. Yeah, so I've just been farming. Obviously, farming does give you jades, so there's that too. And oddly enough, for her to shop, I actually haven't spent any of these. Why is it 0? Because I'm desperate sometimes, just in case I can get, you know, a new 5-star that might help me. That's the only reason why I spend it on there. I know it's stupid, and you could get light coins instead, but yeah, I wanted the chance because I don't get a lot of chances to pull in the Honkai Star Rail because of this. So yeah, basically I'm stuck in Simulator Universe 6. Forgotten Halls, it's a mess. And in total, Trailblazing, level 47. I could probably get up to 50, get most of my characters up to level 70, and then try Cocolina out that way. That's basically what I'm going to try to do. And not to mention, new event is out, which I'll probably do because it's free jades. definitely gonna do that. So yeah, I think that will do it for my account overview for the last 3 weeks in Honkai Star Rail. Comment below if your account is as messed up as mine is, and basically tell me who you guys are actually saving for, because you obviously know who I'm saving for Honkai Star Rail, and I'm not gonna spend unlimited banners because of that. So yeah, let me know. With that, that'll do it for me. LA out.